Hey everyone, Jason here from Off the Beaten Path, and today's short video is about the Mt Benambra Fire Tower. Now, contrary to what you might think, the Mt Benambra Fire Tower is not in or near Benambra. It's actually really close to Dartmouth. Dartmouth is the town around the Dartmouth power station on the shores of Lake Dartmouth in the High Country, not far from Mitta. So today's quick video is just about an opportunity for a really easy drive for those of you looking for something to do that probably won't even require you to get into low range. So the Mt Benambra Road comes off the main south road. You head past Dartmouth on your way up to the power station, and it's on the left hand side on this bend here, so it's not particularly well signposted. You do need to keep an eye out for it. And then you've got about a 19-kilometre trip, 19-20 k's up to the fire tower. As you can see there on the HEMA, it's ranked easy, and I definitely agree with that. I haven't driven this for a few years, and this is my first video on the channel about this destination, and I would say that the track or road is in better condition than last time I drove it. It's been graded in the last year or two, and I drove it today on road pressures in high range all the way. The only tricky part to watch out for is this part right here near the end. It's a very sharp right hand corner. It'd be very easy to keep going and miss that turn off and then miss the fire tower entirely. So you do want to keep an eye out for that. That's a very sharp right-hander, and then up to the fire tower with a great viewing platform. So without any further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, Jason here from Off the Beaten Path, and as you can see, we're heading off from the bitumen there on the Mt Benambra Road. And as I sort of alluded to, it certainly starts off as pretty much a two-wheel drive gravel road. It is in much better condition than it was last time I drove it, and this sort of 20-kilometre drive took me roughly around sort of 35-40 minutes. That's in each direction. Now it was reasonably early in the morning, so the sun's kind of low, and we're driving towards the sun a few times there. But yeah, as I said, really easy drive. Quite a scenic drive on the way up as well. Well worth taking the drive if you're in the area. You'll certainly get some of the best views of the Dartmouth Dam or Lake Dartmouth that are available just about anywhere, I think. The track up does sort of work its way around both sides of Mt Benambra, so it works its way along the front and then wraps around the back as well before finding its way up to the fire trail. As you can see here, managed to maintain a pretty good pace most of the way. There are some sections like this where it's reasonably narrow with a fairly steep drop off, but it really is more of a road, less of a track. And was in pretty good condition all the way. See, it was the makings of a cracking day as we were heading up here. Yeah, you could definitely do this in an all-wheel drive vehicle. As I said in the intro, showing you where this track or road is, I think it's probably fair to call it a road. It's ranked easy on the HEMA, and I drove this in high range all the way, so it is something that you could drive in you know, almost any all-wheel drive vehicle. You don't need a particular amount of clearance. Towards the top end of the track. There's a few rocks here and there on the track that you would want to keep an eye out for, but nothing really to worry about. So, you know, your foresters, X-trails, you know, anything like that, you're not going to have an issue finding your way up here, that's for sure. Some would probably bring a two-wheel drive vehicle up here, and while I wouldn't recommend that, you probably could. As you can see, track is kind of dusty. I guess if you manage to keep a decent pace as I was able to, you're going to throw a bit of dust up, so you're probably going to want to maintain a bit of separation if you're heading up here with somebody else and they're following along behind you. See here we're sort of getting towards the top of the range, so you do sort of realise that it's not too much further to go, and yeah, still kicking up a bit of dust, as you can see there. It certainly climbs its way up, but again, none of this to me was steep enough that I needed to go into low range. You do need to, if you're driving a manual like me, you do need to watch your gear selection, but yeah, you definitely don't need low range for this climb, that's for sure. Most of it we were able to maintain quite a good pace. So yeah, as you get a little bit higher here, sections like this are a little bit more rocky, a little bit rougher perhaps than the lower sections, but as you can see there, nothing to be worried about really. Nothing that you're going to need a lot of clearance for, and although you took those sections a little slower, it's not like you're slowing down and rock crawling or anything like that at all. This used to be a lot rockier, and it used to be something that you would drive a lot of these sections maybe in first gear, because it was very rough, but obviously in the last year or two it's been well graded, and that's just not the case anymore. It's much smoother than it used to be, and a much easier drive than it used to be. You can actually approach from the other side through Callahan Creek Road and a few other tracks, and I used to prefer that approach. It's a longer drive. Might do that sometime, but yeah, it's a longer drive. There's a nicer drive and less rough, but could have some soft spots if the weather's been raining. But I would say that's probably not the case anymore in terms of the approach from the other side being smoother, because this was a really pretty smooth drive, and as you can see, I was maintaining a pretty good pace all the way up. So yeah, there's no reason not to take the main track up from Dartmouth, and if you're heading out that way to view the dam from down near the dam wall, if you've got the time, I think it's well worth the drive up to the fire tower to get some cracking views of Lake Dartmouth. Now we're just about coming up here to the sharp right-hander, here it is. As you can see, I almost missed it. My hammer kept falling off the windscreen, so I left it on the floor of the car and hadn't realised how close I was coming to this. See, this is where you need to be keeping an eye out. As you can see, it is a reasonably sharp right-hander, and it'd be very easy just to keep driving and miss this. So from this turn off here up to the top, again, this section of track is a little rougher than previous, but still nothing to really be concerned about. Take it a little bit slower, but you're still not crawling or anything like that at all. And it's 1 to 2 kilometres from that turn off up to the fire tower. Just before you get to the fire tower, on the right hand side there is a hut where, when the fire tower is manned, the staff manning the fire tower actually stay in the hut. And we're just about to that point. That's the hut just there on the right. Didn't get a great view of it on the way up here. It is just off to the right there, and from there up to the fire tower it's just a couple of 100 metres. Now, there's not a really big parking area. I guess this fire tower is a little bit out of the way, so it's not like at the pinnacles where there's room for heaps and heaps of cars to park. You'd soon fill this parking area up if you've got a group, a bit of a convoy of 4 or 5 vehicles. As you can see, this is the parking area here. Sort of, it ends at the little building here, and the fire tower is in behind that fence. There is. So here we are at Mt Benambra, and this fire tower is one of the few that has a viewing platform that you can climb up to. So let's head up. It's a pretty easy walk, just a few steps here, and then you're onto a ramp, followed by quite a few more steps. There's the stairs up here to the platform. There's the trig point. That's the view back sort of northwest and north back towards Wodonga. And then over here to the south, cracking view of Lake Dartmouth. And then out to the west, might be a bit hard to see, the sun's up. It's about 8:30 or so in the morning. Very, very quiet up here at this time of the morning. Now that's the access there up to the fire tower lookout post up above. Obviously there's no public access there. There's a little hut we passed on the way up that is, when this tower's manned, that's where they live. Yeah, a few solar panels on the building there providing power. Alright, let's head back down. So yeah, look, I was out this way and I haven't been up here to the Mt Benambra Fire Tower for a few years, and I haven't actually
done a video on the channel on this before, so thought I'd take the opportunity. As you saw, it's a pretty easy drive. I was in high range all the way, and I mean, look, ideally for a smoother ride you'd drop the pressures in your tyres. There's the trig point. But I'm heading straight back on the bitumen, and so didn't drop them today, so I've driven up road pressures, given the Kenders a good workout. Again, haven't had a lot of experience yet off-road with the Kenders, but really happy with how they're performing.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below.
So, yeah.
See you in the next video, guys.
Still plenty of tread on them. I haven't done that many Ks. But, yeah, really happy with the Cleaver rugged terrains.